What's going on, everyone? So earlier today, we got, per CBS Sports, a report that Christian Wood, Jarred Vanderbilt, and Gabe Vincent were likely done for the season for the Lakers. Christian Wood makes a ton of sense, right? Given that he just had surgery on his knee. Best case scenario, he probably comes back maybe last few games of the regular season, but more likely in the playoffs. Depending on where the Lakers go and where they land, right? Like if they end up finishing through the play-in, then he might not return at all. If they get to the postseason and let's say, they play the Thunder, right? If that gets an extended series or the Lakers end up winning that series, then it's very possible that we could see Christian Wood at some point down the line during the playoffs. I think he'd be a valuable asset. His versatility could be huge, especially in specific matchups, especially against a team like the Thunder. I just think that he would be a favorable just rotation piece in that matchup. Jarred Vanderbilt, look, we need Jarred Vanderbilt. We were never out of the woods as far as Jarred Vanderbilt goes. And when we got the report, right, one of the things that the report from CBS said that I questioned, and again, I have a full video kind of breaking this down, and I say in that video, go check it out after for more details for this video. But one of the things that I talked about was like, this doesn't really add up because we have other sources that are more reliable that have basically all said the exact same thing, which is that Jarred Vanderbilt, he's not out of the woods yet, but he's starting to ramp up a little bit. He's on non-contact. He's doing strength training, stuff like that. So he should be returning at some point. I did say in that video about the CBS article that it is very possible that the Lakers may be looking at it as like, hey, best case scenario, we're probably the AC. We got 13 games left. Very likely we could end up being the 9th or 10th seed. So let's just kind of let everyone heal up. Let's not rush any guys back and then see where it goes from there, right? That could be a possibility. But again, with the reports that are coming out, and even in that CBS report, in the same paragraph, it says that Jarred Vanderbilt may return, and then says, but sources say that that it's likely that it's not going to happen, right? So in basically a 3-sentence paragraph, you say he's out, he may be back, but he's out again. What are we doing here, right? That was my questioning. Well, guess what? We already got a report, not about Jarred Vanderbilt, not about Christian Wood. Christian Wood, we already got the news earlier that he just had the surgery, so he's likely done for the season. But we got a report from Marc Stein, who is a Laker guy, is somebody that, most times than not, he's right on. No, it's not Woj, it's not Shams. Those are the guys that people really, because they usually only report when it's basically finalized and everything's done and they actually have the information. Very rarely do you hear them give speculation reports. I'm not saying that they never do, but more times than not, it's just the reports that are like, hey, this is about to happen or this did happen or whatnot, right? But some of the other guys give those speculation reports. Marc Stein, per his report, says that Vincent is nearing a return and intends to play again this season, bearing any setbacks. So even in the game against the Atlanta Hawks, we got a report from in real time, live, that basically said that, hey, Gabe Vincent, he's not doing team activities, not doing contact activities, so he's still probably a week or so away, but he has been ramping it up. He has been doing on-court activities. He has been doing non-contact drills and stuff like that, so he should be back sooner rather than later. And then, again, Jarred Vanderbilt, hey, he's very likely going to come back at some point this season, but it's likely the end of March, maybe early to mid-April is kind of the hopes or the idea. And then, so it was like, okay, we'll get Gabe Vincent back. Jarred Vanderbilt should be back at some point, right? We need him. Jarred Vanderbilt's the guy that we desperately need. And we'll touch on that more here in a moment. But the Gabe Vincent thing was like, okay, we get Gabe back. We should be getting Cam Reddish back shortly. We got Max Christie back already. Starting to put our defensive pieces together. Maybe we can find our defensive identity. And then Jarred Vanderbilt comes in and you know what he's going to do. He's just, boom, going to take it up a notch. So it was like, okay, great. Maybe the Lakers will finally start to not only be great offensively, but even just mediocre defensively. Right? If they were mediocre defensively and great offensively, I believe it was Trevor Lane said, I think it was like a tweet or something, said that the Lakers would be if they were just kind of middle of the pack defensively, they would be ranked 8th in the league. So there you go, right? If we can just start getting a Gabe Vincent, and I know a lot of people are kind of low on Gabe. I know a lot of people are kind of like, Gabe Vincent, like I don't really care if he comes back, which I get. He's only played 5 games, and in those 5 games, he was pretty rough. On the defensive side, he was solid, but offensively, he was like 3 of 15 from 3 or something like that. Like, he wasn't great in that regard, but if he can get back, get into the flow of things, I think he in a bench role as a point of attack defensive guard would be very valuable. He's the guy that also elevates when you get to the playoffs. We've seen him time and time again. I mean, he was a starting point guard for Miami in the finals, and he was a huge reason why they got to the finals. I mean, he was hitting big shot after big shot. Like, he is not afraid of the moment at all. And you need those kind of guys, especially for a potential playoff run or even the play-in tournament. Right? It's very possible we could be playing the Warriors and then one of the Suns and the Dallas Mavericks. We're going to need bodies. Right? Let's say you play Phoenix. They got Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant. We need defensive guys. We need a Gabe Vincent that we can throw on a Bradley Beal and kind of just pester him. Right? If we play Dallas, they have Kyrie and Luka. It would be nice to have a Gabe Vincent that we can throw at a Kyrie Irving. Again, you're never going to stop those guys, but you can slow them down, hopefully wear them down over the course of a game by just throwing different bodies, different looks. That's the idea. That is what we need. So, again, we literally get a report a couple hours ago, and then that follows up with this report that contradicts the CBS report, and it's one of the reasons why I'm like, it's why I always say, like, 1, look at what is being said. 2, who does it best interest to have this said? Usually these type of things are from like trade rumors or player rumors or whatever, right? And then where is it coming from? And how reliable is the source, right? Like, and I'm not saying CBS Sports, I even said it in that previous video that, like, I don't think CBS Sports is necessarily making this up, but where are they getting the information from, right? Because there's a big difference between getting the information from like the clerk at the food stand or like the janitor or the guy that's like, checking tickets or something, and actual trainers or execs or Rob Pelinka himself or Darvin Ham himself saying like, hey, this is what's going on, this is what the deal is. Right, we've heard from Rui Hachimura himself, from his own voice, that like, hey, Jarred Vanderbilt is very likely to return at some point. Right, that he should be close to a return. He said hopefully, and basically said like, hey, Jarred Vanderbilt's starting to look good. He's starting to ramp up. Hopefully he returns. And again, we really need Jarred Vanderbilt. Just the impact that he has on both sides of the basketball is massive. I know he's not looked at as like a big offensive contributor, but he is. Because, 1, the rebounding on both sides of the basketball, offensively and defensively. When he gets a defensive rebound, guess what? You just finished the defensive possession, and now you're going the other way. So every time Jarred Vanderbilt gets a rebound and prevents somebody from getting that gives the Lakers an offensive possession. If Jarred Vanderbilt gets an offensive rebound, guess what? That gives the Lakers another offensive possession. On the defensive side of things, creating turnovers, right? By creating turnovers, guess what? That leads to a possession, a live ball turnover. Guess what? That could lead into transition or an extra possession. Him just getting a stop, right? Which we aren't very good at right now, right? Jarred Vanderbilt getting a stop. Guess what? If he gets the stop and somebody else secures the rebound, that's another offensive possession. And on top of that, you add in everything that Jarred Vanderbilt has been able to do on the offensive side. Like, the Lakers did a really good job of making him a viable offensive threat. So we could use him for both sides of the basketball. But until he's ready to return, even if it's like, I hope it's at latest early April, because I'd like him to have, at least 5 games to kind of get back into a flow, get back into a rhythm, and then take that over. We'll see how that goes. But ideally, if that could be the case, that would be nice. But if we can start getting Cam Reddish back, Gabe Vincent, again, we have Max Christie, who he can be out there. Sucks Christian Wood is likely going to miss time because he's had some success on the defense side, defending out in the perimeter. It's kind of been more spots and moments. He is a solid help defender, and he can defend a little bit out of the perimeter, defend a little bit out of the pick and roll. But it's really the point of attack guys. We need those point of attack guys. We need that Cam Reddish, that Gabe Vincent, that Jarred Vanderbilt. And hopefully they return sooner rather than later. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I've asked a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Are you kind of like, yeah, like I didn't believe the CBS? I got a lot of comments on the previous video that were like, I don't believe this report. I think this report is nonsense. I think this report is fake. No, I don't want to, maybe it's my optimism. I don't want to just assume people are just making up reports. I'm hoping that news outlets like CBS Sports, which is not like, if this was like, some weird random website that was like, oh, hey, this is it, then I'd be like, yeah, it's probably fake. But like CBS Sports, like it's an established sporting network. Like you would hope that they have some level of integrity and some level of like real insiders. So, I mean, could they have just gotten wrong information, or maybe the information's older, right? Maybe things have changed. But, if let's say they got the news 3 days ago and they just didn't write the report till now, right? Like a lot can change in 3 days. Maybe something's changed, Again, maybe it's just my wanting people to be good and do good, right? But in the same breath, what if Marc Stein is wrong? Marc Stein's been wrong before. I mean, he's usually a little more plugged in. So if I had to pick one, personally, I would pick Marc Stein's report, because also that kind of falls in line with all the other reports we've gotten from all the other insiders and all the other people. So to me, it's kind of like Marc Stein is lining up to what everyone else is saying. Those are just kind of my thoughts. But again, let me know yours down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.